Donnie Darko is one of those movies I've always heard about from YouTuber documentaries, but never actually watched. It's basically Jake Gyllenhaal as a depressed teenager with Springtrap as his imaginary friend. Then he starts committing crimes because of daddy issues or something. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. If you're new here, I go through movies and TV shows, summarize them, roast them,
piece of dog shit,
and then give my final opinion at the end. We start by meeting 2001 Jake Gyllenhaal as Donnie, a troubled teen with a mysterious past. Then we cut to his family at dinner with some very subtle product placement.
You're such a f**k-ass.
Did you just call me a f**k-ass? You can go suck a
Fuck up your fuck. I'm gonna beat all the fucks out of you.
Donnie struggles with serious mental health issues. Besides seeing a guy in a creepy rabbit costume, he's moody, suffers from schizophrenia, and recently stopped taking his pills, so he's freaking off the rails right now. On October 2nd, 1988, Donnie hears a mysterious voice telling him to wake up. He follows the voice outside into the night. Yo, it's Springtrap! Then an earthquake happens. I was really confused, so I looked it up. Apparently, we're about to jump into some kind of like parallel universe timeline thing. I didn't expect a multiverse type movie. I thought this was going to be about some psycho teenager, and that was it. But no, Donnie wakes up at a golf course with scribbles on his arms, obviously related to this whole timeline thing. Fucking, I don't know. When he gets back home, he finds his house half destroyed because a jet engine crashed into his room. That crash apparently caused the timeline fiasco, but we'll talk about that later. Back at school, Donnie hangs out with his racist friends.
Shut up! Shut up!
Go back to China, bitch.
Just leave her alone.
YouTube, for the record, I did not say what he said, and I don't support it. Donnie's also kind of famous now since he cheated death. Meanwhile, in class, a new student shows up. The teacher tells her to sit next to the boy she thinks is the cutest. What? What teacher says that to a 15-year-old?
Sit next to the boy you think is the cutest.
Quiet!
Better choose.
Anyway, Gretchen, that's her name, picks Donnie and steals someone else's seat.
Dad.
What?
Dad!
In therapy, Donnie explains the visions he's been having, including the rabbit man telling him that the world is gonna end. Speaking of visions, we see the rabbit guy again, this time holding an axe. Then we find out why. Donnie used it to chop through a school pipe, which ends up flooding the place.
I am under the water.
Now, remember Gretchen from earlier, or whatever her name was? Donnie walks her home, and they actually have this nerdy, dorky style of flirting that works surprisingly well. Since he usually looks so depressed, it was a nice change of pace.
You want to go with me?
Where do you want to go?
I mean, like, go with me, like, you know, like, that's what we call it here. Going together.
Sure.
At his next therapy session, Donnie is put under hypnosis.
No. Wait.
He mentions Gretchen, but then things get super awkward when he starts going on about how much he thinks about sex, like every second of the day. It's very uncomfortable to watch, and then he actually tries to do something while being hypnotized. I'm not gonna say it, but you know. The therapist immediately ends the session.
This is disgusting. This is awful in every way.
I haven't mentioned him yet, but now's a good time. There's this guy named Seth, basically a super senior with like total future criminal energy to him. He pulls a knife on Donnie in the bathroom and accuses him of ratting him out to the cops. Then he shoves Donnie into a wall and just like leaves. Later, Donnie has another vision of the rabbit man talking about time travel, but his little sister interrupts before, you know, it goes anywhere. Stupid bitch. Back at school, Donnie has to do this dumb assignment where students are given situations like Tim finds money on the ground and uses it to buy a game or something. Then they have to place it on a graph of fear versus love, which on the opposite side of like a board. Donnie, being smart, argues with the teacher that life isn't that simple and emotions aren't that black and white. He makes some actually really good points, but the teacher just gets mad at him and tells him he has attention.
I'll tell you what he said. He asked me to forcibly insert the lifeline exercise card into my anus.
On October 10th, Donnie asks his chemistry teacher about time travel, and the teacher gives him a book on the subject. Turns out it was written by that creepy grandma from earlier, Grandma Death. Donnie talks to his therapist about the book and about how he feels alone in the world. Honestly, it was one of the most heartfelt scenes since it showed more emotion from him than almost any other part of the movie. That night, Donnie has some weird acid trip looking vision. He sees a clear liquid-like trail coming out of his like dad, sister, and him. Following it leads to his parents' closet where he finds a gun. What's that one thing like? Is it not Pavlov's gun, but something like that? This is what that is in a movie term. Fast forward to October 18th. Hey, it's my birthday. Woo! Donnie and Gretchen take a walk in the woods, and guess what Donnie's still thinking about?
Fucking alive.
At school, Jen Cunningham, a motivational speaker, gives a speech to the schools or whatever. The teachers, especially Kitty, that's the teacher's name from earlier by the way, love him. Jim preaches the whole fear versus love thing, plus abstinence until marriage. So yeah, he's super cool among teens. During the Q&A, Donnie gets up and basically just flames him. The whole school claps like it's some main character moment. Don't lie, you've had these visions, man. You've imagined yourself being that hero during a school shooting where everyone's getting to the ground. You're like, no, ah! And then you're like, I'll save you, and then you knock out the guy. You've imagined that. I know you have. Later, Donnie and Gretchen talk more about Grandma Death and her time travel book. Donnie also asks his science teacher about it, leading to an interesting conversation about God and time travel, which was very interesting, but it was cut short, so yeah. While walking home, Donnie finds Jim Cunningham's wallet. Then in class, he gives a presentation with Gretchen, but Seth interrupts them by bringing up how Gretchen's mom was stabbed by her stepdad. Honestly, how is Seth not expelled by now? And in real life, he would have been gone a long time ago. Gretchen storms out, Donnie follows her, and they share a very aggressive kiss. Later, Donnie and Gretchen go to the movies. The Rabbit Man shows up again. Donnie demands he take off the suit, and it turns out to be Frank, Donnie's sister's boyfriend. I honestly thought it was gonna be Donnie under the mask, but nope. Because I thought it'd be like that, like, he's you type thing or something. I don't know. Frank talks about portals and all that. Then Donnie leaves, sneaks into Jim's place, sets it on fire, and gets back before Gretchen wakes up from the boring ass movie they were watching. Because she was asleep the entire time. I don't know what movie you're watching, but that's not good. The next day, Jim Cunningham is arrested for having child pornography in his house, which was found after the fire thing. Huge reveal, but it came out of nowhere. No signs beforehand. Also, that one redheaded teacher got fired for some reason, by the way. Donnie's mom tells him she's taking his sister to a dance competition while his dad is out of town. Meanwhile, Donnie's alone. Then October 26th rolls around.
I promise that one day, everything's gonna be better for you.
Why did he even do that? Back at therapy, Donnie is hypnotized again and basically confesses to all his crimes, blaming the Rabbit Man. He also talks about a time machine he's building. Then Rabbit Man pops up mid-session and spooks him a little. On October 29th, Donnie's sister gets into Harvard, so they throw a giant Halloween party. Gretchen shows up upset because her mom ran off, so she stays with Donnie, and they end up having sex. That just happens. It's now October 30th. The party is still going on because it's like past midnight or something. Donnie has another vision of that weird like liquid trail thing. He and Gretchen go to find Grandma Death, but instead, Seth and Seth Rogen, yes, Seth Rogen is in this movie, ambush them. Seth pulls a knife on Donnie, but luckily a car shows up. Unfortunately, it runs over Gretchen. And here's the kicker. The driver is Frank, the same Frank who's been showing up as the Rabbit Man. Then Donnie just shoots him in the eye.
What were you guys doing in the middle of the road, huh? What are you thinking?
So I guess that's how he got his eye thing. Donnie carries Gretchen's body into the street and then prepares to travel back in time. A jet engine from his parents' plane crashes into his room, and this time Donnie dies.
All around me are familiar faces.
Ain't no way they use that song here. That's crazy. So basically, what I understood is Donnie was supposed to die, but after he survived, Rabbit Man guy Frank pushed him to reset the timeline so Donnie could go back and die properly. I think. This was a great movie, but I didn't expect it to be so sci-fi. I thought it would be more of a psychological thriller, showing Donnie's mental state slowly unraveling, and honestly, I would have preferred that. I'm not really a sci-fi guy, so time travel isn't always my thing. Some parts also felt random, Jim being revealed as a pedophile, Seth trying to kill Donnie at the end, even Gretchen's death. She didn't even need to be in this movie, honestly. Besides motivating Frank's reveal, She didn't add much. They basically just gave Donnie a girlfriend just so he could have sex, and that was it. That said, Jake Gyllenhaal's acting was phenomenal. He nailed the quiet, mentally disturbed kid who just wants to be normal. You could feel his emotion in the therapy sessions and the heart-to-heart moments. Overall, I'd say it's a good movie, but a little overrated, in my opinion. Maybe I'm too dumb for it, I don't know, but I can definitely see why it's beloved, but also at the same time, it's a little bit mid. Yeah, that's it.